point, I would ask you, let's say you're the homeowner, just out of curiosity, knowing the size of the home, I already know and I have a number. If I told you, you give me $7,000, I'll give you back $11,600, how quick would you do that?
Yes, absolutely.
You would? You'd do that in a second? How about you? How quick would you do that? You would? Okay. Let me show you what we're talking about here. Now I'm going to get into my demo. Because what did you just tell me?
Yes.
So when I get to the end, guess what? I'm going to show you if the investment's only $7,000, what are you getting back?
$11,006.
Congratulations. I know you told me earlier you'd go ahead and do it if that was the numbers. Okay? Now what's the worst they can say to me at that point?
No.
No.
Whoa,
Get the hell out of my house.
I ain't doing anything here today.
Right.
Okay?
Let me think about it.
Yeah, well, we can get into all that. Those
Right.
are objections. We haven't earned the right. Huh?
I heard that all my life.
Yeah, you heard it. You hear all that.
I'm curious, every house you go into, just more or less, just a question I've had, so setting them off this way into the energy home audit, is it just a back end way to make them understand that their money's going out the table and to set them up? It sounds like a very intelligent way to just make them realize themselves what the hell am I doing.
And most homeowners don't. We don't realize. I didn't know. I built a brand new home. I had everything put in it. And we go over one day and we're going to put the grain energy barrier in my home. And the factory comes over, where's your attic? I don't know. I don't know where it is. You guys find it. And, But I have a 4,000 square foot home in North Carolina. And my wife will look you square in the eye because she's home all day. I have a 14-year-old daughter that knows how to shut nothing off. And we keep our home at 72 degrees year-round. And my worst utility bill this year was $160. And everything's electric, from my hot water to everything ever since. Now, prior to that, it was probably $250, $260 a month. Even though we have a brand new house, we have R48 insulation in our attic. But once we put the barrier in, we haven't been over that in a monthly basis. So, we can speak, and that's what I always tell owners here, is put it in your own home and you'll see the difference. Your wife will feel it, everybody will feel it immediately.
More than money too, you'll feel it.
Yeah, it's more than money, it's the comfort, and that's what I'm going to turn this into now.
Okay.
But what motivates us is money,
Of course.
okay? But what really motivates us is the wife. Because let's go to the old saying, if mama's not happy,
You're not happy.
nobody's happy in that house. Okay? And I said it earlier, I am going to sit in the home, and I am typically going to sit the wife to the right of me, the husband next to her. The reason is I want to speak into her left ear that communicates to her right side of the brain, which is her emotional side of the brain. She'll also keep you honest with the head whip. When I ask her a question, and when I ask the husband and the husband's not being totally sincere, what's the head going to do? The wife is going to whip that head right around. But it also makes sure that I speak to her first, okay? And get her involved. Another reason for doing that, I don't care what you're selling, guys, all of us guys are procrastinators. Plain and simple. Women are solution-based people. If they see a problem and it becomes, and they see it, they want a solution now. They don't want it tomorrow. They don't want it next week. Now. So, very important to get her involved. If you get her involved,
You ain't kidding.
yeah, oh, it's 100%. Okay, and I'll give you a quick sidebar story here. I built furniture as a hobby. My wife wanted a pergola on the back of our house. Yeah, honey, I'll get to that. Yeah, honey, I'll get to that. Yeah, honey, I'll get to that. So my wife, being the motivator she is, I come home one day and there's 4 quotes sitting on the counter. I says, what are those? Quotes on the pergola. I told you I'd build it for you. She goes, yeah, either you will get it done by next weekend, or I'm hiring one of these people for $15,000 to do it. It's your call.
Does that get you motivated?
Yeah. Yeah, it motivated me.
Right?
Cost me about $3,000 to do it myself. I must spend 15. But my wife understands that's, again, they try to motivate us in understanding. So, doing things like that. So, get her involved because she's the most crucial. some things we talk about. Your company story, I'm gonna bypass, but your company story is huge, okay? More than ever today, salesmen try to cut corners today, but how many companies are going out of business? How many are folding up? The credibility of that company. We, out of North Carolina, so you know about us, we've been manufacturing products for 36 years. We owe nobody any money, okay? Our owner, in his career, has owned over 250 car dealerships, okay? And if you were to meet Steve and say, Steve, what's floor planning cars like? Floor planning, I've never floor planned one in my life. He does not believe in floor planning. Cash. Okay? They still own 8 car dealerships and they owe the car dealership nothing. Okay, $460 million in inventory, he owns cash. Because he does not believe in financing any way, shape, or form. So we're a very healthy company, we're a very cash-rich company, we can select who we want as dealers and how we want them, so you can tie that into your company story. Very important to us. One of the things I always look for, and again, when we do this camera-wise, and again, selling windows, John Deere tractors, Harley-Davidson motorcycles, all of those things. Why? What do they all have in common?
Name brand.
Made in America. And I always ask that person, why'd you buy a Harley-Davidson? Best damn thing made. It's made in America. Ding, 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 ding. Guess where our product is made? Okay? 98% of all the other products are coming from China.
It's my phone.
That's right.
They're all coming from China. Okay? So understand the quality of that product, but also understand from a standpoint, I have to meet American Building Code. Guess who doesn't have to?
Chinese.
They don't have to meet our code. That is up to the distributor to make sure it meets code. And guess how many of them are going to check that out? It is not. Now, me as a manufacturer, I have to meet our code. And I have to meet their code if I ship over to them. So understand, we meet every American building code there is because we manufacture here, so guess who we're audited by? Okay? So, as I come out of the company story, again, you're a numbers guy, but many homeowners aren't. We always talk about our dependency on foreign oil and everything else. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, under-insulated homes in America, okay, waste 28 super tankers of oil every single year, just from our under-insulated homes. Do you have any idea how many barrels of oil are on one super tanker?
No, I don't.
Do you have any idea?
I have no idea.
300 million barrels is on one super tanker. How many gallons is that?
A lot.
A lot.
And we waste 28 of them every single year. What pumped into the Gulf was
Yeah.
2 tankers. 2 super tankers pumped into the Gulf in 30 days.
This is 28.
Yeah.
Again, I'm attacking a little bit of people who understand it's our fault. The foreign oil and all that stuff, if we keep using it, guess what? If we start conserving it. You know, we talked about energy costs. Days of cheap oil are gone. Okay? Energy costs rose 29.4% in 2007. 2008, 34.7%. The first month of this year on the New York Stock Exchange, it was up 6.8% across the board in 1 month. I want you to imagine this. You guys live here in Phoenix. Vegas, I'm sorry. Maryland residents and Pennsylvania, 70% electricity rates increases.
Yeah, they just were saying that in the last couple months that our energy is going up.
What would it cost you and what would you have to change in your life if it went up 70%, your electricity bill?
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to have another job.
Now I want you to imagine your
They did it
250.
here.
Yeah, they
They did a big raise here.
huge.
It was like-
Just a couple 1 months ago, right?
And let's look at just a 5% increase. Would you say that's
That's
minuscule
about what it. Yeah.
compared to here? If it only goes up 5%, right now, if you're paying $250 over 10 years, instead of being $30,000, it'll be $39,615. Over 15 years, $69,000 you will give to the utility companies. Only if it goes up 5%. Imagine how that's gonna affect your savings in numbers. So, can you see where whether you insulate or whatever you do to your home, you're paying for it whether you do it or not? You see that?
The thing is what's so horrible is I'm in an apartment. You know what I mean? Which is, they don't do anything to help you out.
Well, let's take a look at why, okay? There's 3 ways you lose heat. By the way, you ever heard of Isaac Newton?
Yes.
Yep.
Everyone in here? Now let's ask the ladies. What did Isaac Newton do?
Sir Isaac Newton
What did Sir Isaac Newton do?
was the electricity,
Laws of gravity and the laws of physics.
physics.
Okay, the laws of physics are what make the world go round. Can we change the laws of physics? Okay, here's what he said. And I'm going to draw this on a blank piece of paper. And by the way, I'm not an artist. Okay, that's the sun. The sun's hitting your home. Okay, and as it sets, there's 3 ways you lose heat. Conduction, convection,
We can't have technology that works.
This doesn't work.
and radiation.
There's a lot of reasons I can tell you.
Okay? And radiation. Simply put, take a cast iron pot, heat it up on the stove, touch it with your finger, what's going to happen?
Burn.
That's conductive heat. Okay? The sun heats up your shingle, and it heats up the plywood. That's called conduction. It conducts through that plywood. Okay? In the wintertime, you're running your heat in your house, it conducts through your sheetrock. Okay? Convection. Convection is the movement of heat through molecules in the air. You take a shower, what sticks all over your mirror?
Steam.
Steam. It's the warm steam, and it's traveling through molecules. And if the homeowner wants to look, as Newton wrote, it's what makes macaroni rise and fall.